Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. Hello everyone, just a bit of explanation before this episode. It was one that fell down the crack and somehow managed to get lost. But this episode was recorded towards the end of last year, early on in the days of the podcast, but it somehow avoided being converted. But here it is. It's a special episode with the wonderful Nat.
Wow. I was, 2 minutes late to starting it?
Hey, 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late, mate.
What the is going on?
Have
Well, what
a
are you
word, man.
doing?
Hold on. We were sitting waiting at 32.
Wherever
Sitting
he is,
waiting at 32, and I said, I'll do it. And then all of a sudden, I start alive, and then you just said to start alive.
he started alive, right? So I went over there to see what's going on. He's invited me. I'm like, hang on, Jamie's on.
Ben, you saw a message and liked it.
That's what I come across. And then Catherine, bless her, said, I'll text
Yeah.
him.
And she just popped over and went, them two idiots are over the other side.
I don't blame her either, man.
Them two are on Channel 5, you're on BBC One.
Well, the elite.
You've got
Oh.
a dressing gown on,
I
Jamie.
can't
It's
even
very cold.
see Mark either.
I've got a scarf and a hat.
Bloody
And
snowman.
I was just saying on my live that I'm going to stay outside as long as I can. As long as it's not absolutely hammering it down, I'm going to try and stay outside for all winter.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, like, with snow coming down behind you.
Do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, what's the point? What are we going to do if it snows? We'll all be outside in the bloody snow.
And
Start having a fire.
yes, awesome. I'm going to light my fire pit
I've
20 minutes before we go live.
I got a little one of those oil-filled radiators that I can bring in here and plug in.
Don't plug anything else into those electrics, Ben.
Oh, they'll be fine by then, mate.
One of these days, it's just going to blow up.
I am going to be the snowman, Charlotte. When it snows, I'm going to sit out here and just get covered in snow. It's not actually that cold. What's it say? 11 degrees. What for cold inside? It's quite warm, to be honest.
Got too many layers on.
I'm quite warm in the greenhouse, to be fair. I'll tell you, I'm quite impressed because the amount of holes in this plastic, you think it'd be a lot colder in here.
It's not too bad, actually. It's no wind. That's the main thing, isn't it? If you get wind, it's horrible.
It's quite windy up here.
Yeah, I was just talking to...
Up here isn't where I am, but...
On my other live a minute ago, Dan Cooper came in, my mate, and he said he's got the wind starting from the tornado tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's hitting Scotland first, isn't it?
No, he's down Kenty way.
Or is it?
Yeah.
So I was
It's
looking
been
on...
bloody windy today.
Well, I've taken the squash arch down, just in case.
I just saw that. I'll just sit that. I was watching that while I was waiting for Mark.
Yeah. So, I don't think it's gonna keep it taking a beating because it had
No,
too much weight
Catherine.
on it.
I have no wind, Catherine. But Catherine,
Right.
what I do have, Catherine, is
Wine.
Archer's lemonade,
Arches and lemonade.
which was a very lovely gift from Catherine last weekend. Archer's is made from
Peaches.
peaches. Thank you, Catherine. Cheers.
Peaches.
Mm. That is very
Right,
nice.
should we get the guest in? We all
Go
know
for
who
it.
she is. So she was somebody that joined me on my leg of the Green
What,
Fingers
Chris?
walk. No, it's not Chris. Not unless he changed his name to Natalie. So let's get Nat in.
Get her in.
Maybe she
My
started her
fellow-
own life.
She might start her own. It might
Yeah.
be three.
I don't blame her, mate. It's going to be more professional than this, isn't it?
I think so. Bloody hell.
I spilt me bloody coffee everywhere.
Here,
Oh, yeah?
here she is.
Oh,
Can you see me? Because it looks a bit darker
Not-
on there than when I.
Not really.
It's like one of those retro filters.
Yeah.
What was that one called?
What's that brown? Yeah, the brown one.
Serpy.
That's
It'll
it.
have-
Sepia, yeah, sepia tones.
I'm all about the vintage. Do that.
Get an extra candle on that.
Hello, Nat.
Hi.
You right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Have you got a drink?
Yeah, I'm afraid it's like hot chocolate, not any sort of alcoholic beverage.
You're in
Just
their
one more
camp.
again.
You're in their camp.
I've got tea.
Yeah, sorry.
Tea, chocolate.
Yeah, it's cold.
I've got
And
It
ice.
is cold.
I've got ice in my lunches.
Woolly.
Was there ice in now when you started?
Yes.
Forms.
Uh,
Hmm.
wow.
Catherine says, is it a Bailey's hot
Yeah.
chocolate?
Bailey.
What's the free doing?
Oh, that'd be nice. That would be good, Catherine's a good girl. Mm.
Baileys.
What have you been up to then, Nat?
Today I've lugged 9 massive bales of bark chippings through the allotment. I'm done. One, because we haven't got vehicle access to the allotment,
Oh,
so I have
no.
to park it, push it up a hill, down the other side, into the plots.
One in a wheelbarrow each?
Yeah, because
Backwards and forwards, backwards and
Yeah.
forwards.
yeah, it'll be worth it. It's fine, but yeah, it's done me.
Is that for
Not like
mulching or for pathways?
It's for the kiddies area on the extra plot that we've just took on. So we've took on like a communal plot, and we've made like a little mud kitchen area. And then last week when we were all there, the kids just churned it up big time. So we've had to I've leveled it all out, put some membrane down, and we've put the bark chippings down there, because otherwise in a couple of weeks it would just be it's just been mud, nothing else.
Yeah, well.
As much as they do it, it's not ideal.
My daughter's football area. That's already turned into mud.
Yeah.
Not even proper winter yet.
Won't take long, will it? So that's good. So you can carry on doing your allotment, and the kids can be safe playing in
Yeah,
the mud kitchen.
absolutely.
Is there
So,
lots of kids on your allotment plot?
yeah, so the one we've just took on it's a group of us, so we home educate. So there's a few families, we've all got kids varying ages, and we just decided to take on a plot together, so that we can all go and do a bit. It means I've got my own plot as well, but the others they just come and work on that plot, and we all do it, chip in, do a bit, and the kids get to play. It's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's just we tend to meet like once or twice a week. The plot wasn't too bad when we took it on. There was lots of big beds and a really nice just like lawned area, but then there was quite a lot of crap at the back just piled up, which we've been sorting through a bit at a time. But to be honest, like last week we just sat there and drank tea and the kids just played in the mud kitchen. Like we don't always do loads of stuff, but it's just a great opportunity to sit and have a chat, and kids let them get dirty and muddy and look for bugs, and yeah, it's good. It's working out all right.
Sounds brilliant. Really good.
Your version of the schoolyard.
I'm just thinking I might move where there's a bit more light. I don't know. Let's have a look. Is that better? Is that a bit there?
A little bit.
Maybe.
It's more atmospheric now.
Yeah,
Yes. We got your fairy lights behind you. It looked like you got a halo on now.
that'll do. Yeah. That's the best you're going to get. Mine's
Yeah,
from the house.
At least you got a signal.
I know. Yeah, I was a bit worried about that. I thought we might lose a bit of signal on this, but
Are you in your
it's.
I'm. What did you say, Mark?
shed, Natalie?
Yeah. Well, we call it the studio, but it's a shed.
Ooh.
Nice.
Studio. How posh is that?
Oh, we had
Ben calls his greenhouse lots of things.
we had it built for like
Fucking mess.
party space, and then it's just become like a little hideout, and it's just full of like crap. Really, I say crap, like collections and shelves and God knows what.
It's not a shed, is it? It's not a shed.
No.
Although that's what it was. We've got a heater.
So where
to it, yeah, and
is
lights,
that in your garden? then? Because your garden, I can't get my head around your garden because you've got like a yard. So have you got an extra bit of garden somewhere?
Yeah, it's really complicated because we're in an old miner's cottage, so there's an access road around the back. So directly outside of our back door, we've got a yard, which is where I've put the border and we've got pots and whatnot. But then there's the access road, so we have to like technically cross over the drive, and then we've got a gate, and then that's the garden. So it's a really big, long, narrow garden. So we've sort of separated it into sections. So we've got like a formal area, and then there's a little bit where we have barbecues, and then we've got the shed, which I'm in now, greenhouses, another shed, chickens, veg patch, wildlife area, pond, wildflower meadow.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so
And
it just
and
goes
you've
on.
got 2 allotments.
But it's long. Yes, so it's quite a lot of it. We've been here 7 years and we've not finished it.
I ain't surprised. It sounds like it's miles away.
If I
It stretches all the way down here.
garden, I take a walkie-talkie so I can still speak to my son in the house.
Brilliant. That's a good idea, I think. Really good idea.
Like it just feels like leaving him on his own. He's so far away.
We
Just pop it out for
always
quarter
have
of
a
an hour.
baby monitor. If we go out in the garden at night and George is in bed, we have a baby monitor just in case, because you know, if he's shouting, we're down the garden. We'd never hear it.
No, yours is long as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think yours is a similar setup to mine, isn't it, Mark? Where you've got its different sections and quite long.
Yeah, well, I think ours would have been very similar to yours, but when they, whatever they did with the cottages, they got rid of the yard bit out back, because we part of the buildings that are our house used to be like communal toilets and washrooms and stuff. So I think originally there probably would have been like an access road at the back, but when they created the longer gardens, they got rid of that access road.
Oh, okay, so
I think
just
I probably would have had a similar setup to you. I probably would have had a yard outside the house and then an extra bit further away.
yeah. I think in the 80s, the people that were here before us had to like buy the section of the driveway so that they had access back. Yeah. So I imagine like if they'd have decided at that point, then they might have split it, and so it was all joined. But it's not like a complete through road. You can't get all the way through. It does stop.
So it's literally for your row of cottages.
Yeah, there's only 7 of us here, so it's not like we get a lot.
It's the same as ours. Ours is 7 as well.
Yeah.
Row of 7.
I think that's a big thing years ago. My sister used to live in one where you walk out of a back door and I think it obviously was a road or a drive between all of them, but now she just had a back gate about 3 or 4 meters away, and then that was her long garden.
Yeah, I think old cottages all higgledy-piggledy, and over the years it's been like mismatched and bits of idea. The neighbour we've got on the end, they've got like an extra wide garden because they've got the bit that goes around the side of the cottages. So I mean, their garden is huge, it's beautiful, but it's it's twice the size. It's a bit too much for us.
Too much, but I've got 2 allotments as well.
Yeah, well, that's food space, though, isn't it? I'm all about food growing space.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I see all these like beautiful flower borders and stuff on Instagram, and dahlia borders and bed, and I'm like, could get so many beans in there.
I used to be like that until I got my new plot, and now I've got that second plot. I've ripped them all out of the house, and now I've got these nice flower borders, and I was like, yeah, I got more than enough growing space. It's just
loads of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so much growing space down there. I don't need it at home as well, but
Wait till
it is. You do think that. Until what?
Wait till you fill it all, and then you'll want more.
Yeah.
Alf will be old enough to get his own plot then.
You'll take over the whole allotment site at one point.
Mate, there's a massive field out the back here, which is part of the school, and we're paranoid because they keep measuring it, and we reckon they're going to sell it off.
Ooh.
And I've literally said, I'm telling you now, I would try and buy it. I don't care how I got the money. I would literally try and buy it because it's a school playing field. But literally, imagine what you could do. It's literally there. The other side of that, you know that flower boy did outside the back here?
Yeah.
That's the other side of that. It's wicked. And they got a little copse area at the bottom as well. So it's all like the wildlife area is already set up because the groundsman's been keeping it wild apart from a bit around the edge. And because it's a school for deaf kids, they only use half the thing. I'm assuming, and I shouldn't probably assume, but because they can't shout to get them in to hear it, so they only use half the pitch, and the rest is just left wild apart from this track around the edge that they mow just so they can get round to it. Never used it.
If that comes up, you've got to snap your hand off.
I'd love to. I'd be mint. Absolutely mint. And that's what he said, because we said if they build houses behind us, we're gone. Because that was one of the things that attracted us to it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not overlooked. Even though we're a terrace, you're not overlooked or nothing.
No.
So it's quite nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we've got no one sort of behind. We're back onto a nature reserve, so that's like never going to be built on.
Did you say naturist reserve?
No, not naturist.
Oh, sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's not a naturist reserve.
To be fair, it's called Conkers.
Yeah.
Come on, that's a different show. That was last night, Mark.
I don't know what goes after dark.
No. Yeah. Don't get one of them thermal imaging cameras, whatever you do.
Especially if you're down there with a walkie-talkie, you look dodgy as hell.
Oh, yeah. Roger.
You called?
Oh, dear. Should we talk about gardening?
Not conkers.
I thought we were.
I think we were.
Oh, yeah. We kind of went, whoop.
Yeah.
Do you grow veg in your several different parts of garden then?
Yeah. So the like traditional area with the lawn and the borders is just like flowers and stuff, and then the rest of it there's quite a big veg patch next to where the chickens are. And whatever I grow at home, I grow at the allotment as well, because I always think if one crop fails, then I've got a backup. So if pets get to something, then I've still got a backup crop at home that they might not have completely munched through.
But just on a smaller scale, maybe.
Yeah. It's not a huge veg plot really. It's big enough to do a few rows and some beans and what else have I got in at the minute? There's like Brussels sprouts and garlic I've put in. There's a couple of smaller beds, lots of pots.
I suppose that's good if you can't be bothered to go down the plot. You can just nip out there and get them this time and then go down the plot next time.
Yeah, like I've got loads of herbs. They're all grown at home, and mainly in pots, but in the yard by the house. But everything else, I sort of double up on everything. So whatever's grown here, I grow there as well. But I've had a bit of help at the plot this year because my dad's come and had a polytunnel on my plot.
Yeah.
I was very kind and let him come and join me.
Oh.
Just wants to grow loads of chilies. That's it. He's not bothered about anything else.
Really?
And up until last year, he was growing things in my granddad's greenhouse, but my granddad's gone into a nursing home now because he's got dementia. So my dad was a bit like gutted and losing his growing space. I said, well, you can come and have like a polytunnel on my plot. It's big enough. It's grow your chili. Also, it just means that I just give him a list of jobs to do.
What?
So you could grow your chilies, but you got to do that, and that, and that.
Joint plot now. I've told him it's joint plot.
Exactly. Done. Perfect.
Any heavy lifting? Where was he to help you with the bark?
Yeah, he did do that.
He's on holiday. He's sunning himself.
Oh, planned that well, didn't
He knew that was coming.
Yeah, no. He has been helpful. It's been good to have an extra pair of hands. Definitely. As you all know, hard work.
Yes, lots of hard work. Lots of hard work.
Yeah.
And it's all starting again. It's going to be mulching soon. Lots of mulch again.
Yeah.
Mulch the whole lot of mine. It shrinks. That compost, that plant grower I got, it was that deep.
It always
I know it's
does.
that deep. It's ridiculous. Absolutely
amazing
ridiculous.
how much it goes down
Yeah,
in a year, isn't it?
yeah. But
So
don't feel like it's compacted much. I can still, root around in it quite easy. Just really strange.
it drops quite.
All the air gets out of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I've sown a load of green manure on mine this year
Have you?
to try go with that. I've never tried it before, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I
I've
got
never
a pack
done
of
it.
that.
I've never done it.
I haven't. I got it for last year and I never actually sowed it. So I'm going to try and sow it this year on just one of the beds.
Yeah,
Stick
that's
it
what
in.
I've done. Tile area,
Yeah.
so like on half of the beds at home, half at the allotment. I think it's like, I can't remember what it is. There's 4 different types. I've got it from Heritage Organic Seeds.
Yeah.
And they did like a pack, an autumn pack of green manure. So I bought that and
Nice.
A lot of
yeah.
a lot of them are mustards, I think, aren't they, Mark?
Yeah, alfalfa tends to be one.
Clove, I think.
Facelia,
Clover, yeah.
another one.
Anything
Clover.
that can put nitrogen back in the soil, I think, isn't it? That's the main thing for it.
It's just organic matter I need to add into ours because it's such poor soil if you don't do anything with it. It's really clayey and it's a nightmare to get through. The bed at home is better because it was where the chickens were, and you'll know, Ben, like, well, both of you, just the more chicken poo that's been on it, the better it is. So that's
when I clean my chickens out, I literally look at that soil underneath and go, I just want to plant in here. It's like the best bit of my lot.
what I
Move
did, and
Move your coop over.
I can't move the coop. It's all the under the ground, isn't it, that I've done and everything like that to protect it because of that fox attack. So I can't move it. But honestly, what I scoop out of there, I'm sure I get deeper and deeper because I'm having that bit out of there, that bit out of there, and I just keep going. And it does go a good couple of foot deep because I got those cinder blocks around the outside as well. It does drop down a hell of a lot. But it's mint. Like, the quality that comes out of it is crazy, absolutely crazy.
How far did you go down then with the blocks around the edge of your coop?
Say that again, sorry, darling.
How far have you dug down then around your coop?
So I basically put a footing in. So I've gone 2 foot down, 2 foot across, and then all the way around the perimeter. Then I lined it with chicken wire.
Yeah.
So it's across the floor, down, right way around across, and then I filled that with all the rubble and crap that I got off the plot, and then covered it back over, and then put the cinder blocks around. And then originally we had a metal frame one, so it comes straight up on the metal frame and was tied into that, and then the cinder blocks are outside. But now it's come up and I've got the cinder blocks, the wires now on the inside, and then I've got the wooden frame on top of them. So, and then I've got gabion caging around the underside as well. I've gone hardcore. They ain't getting in there. It took me days to set it up, but it's I don't worry now. Whereas before, I used to go up there every night, make sure they were away, go up there first thing in the morning, let them out. Whereas now, I wouldn't have time to do it because obviously Autumn was a baby, Nat was on maternity leave at the time, so I was able to nip up late at night, early in the mornings. It didn't matter. But now, I wouldn't have time for it to do that.
Oh, so you don't actually lock them into a coop or anything? You just leave them to it?
No, I don't lock them in. They just, because they've got the tree coop as well, so there's that extra level of protection as well. So, but
yours range, aren't they, Jamie? Yours completely.
Completely, yeah. They always go back to their original little coops at night time.
Yeah.
And they're two going that side and 2 going that side, and we shut the doors so they're locked in basically a wooden box overnight, and with the mesh around it as well.
Yeah.
And then when the sun comes up, we go out and let them out, and they have got the whole. They go anywhere they want.
Yeah,
absolutely anywhere.
We had a fox attack as well, and so ours are they've got a run. Although it's a massive run, we dug down with the wire, same as you, Ben, and out and slabbed it around the outside.
Did the foxes dig in there then? Did they?
Well, he's not listening, but I'm going to blame my husband for this one because there was a weak point in the fence, so we dug down and out originally anyway, but the wire had started to rust, and so managed to find the only weak spot and just ripped it open, got in, and obviously then got into the coop at night. They only took the one chicken, and then after that, we were just sort of like, right, okay, on it, redid it all, moved them, put better sort of galvanised steel mesh in there. Touch wood, we've been all right since, but yeah, they can't be out. We did have a buzzard attack, one of them as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that was when they were completely free range when we first moved in.
Yeah.
And
That's the only thing I worry about, because we have got buzzards and kites around. But touch wood, they never, well, so far they haven't.
yeah.
And I think
just
because the dogs are running around all the time, I think that keeps the foxes away. Again, touch wood.
Isn't it, having the dogs? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's the only thing about having the free range chickens. We don't get the chicken poo all in one place. I can't collect it like Ben does, because they just shit everywhere. They were in the kitchen last week. I took the dogs out, just out on the field before Bramble had the puppies, and they were in the bloody kitchen. 4 chickens just clucking around the kitchen. What's going on?
I mean, ours do randomly. They're sometimes in the house or in the greenhouse. So my son will just go in and get one of them for fun, and just take it for a little wander. I sometimes go up the garden and you can hear him chattering away, and I think, who on earth he's talking to? And he's got one of the chickens in his greenhouse, and it's like having a full-blown conversation. So he's got favorites. Bless him.
Yeah, I love it when I'm out in the garden for a bit, because I literally just open the run and let them out when I'm at home. It's just mint, and they scratch the death out of my path. I end up raking the path every single day. It's like, come on.
Oh, they're a nightmare.
It's good though, because when all the bird food come down, because I had a rat in my bird feeder and it was knocking everything everywhere every night. And of course, it started all sprouting up. I was like, mate, why aren't the chickens out there? Of course, it was lockdown. I was like, I can't even let them out, can I? So I'm there pulling them all out, chucking them in the chickens. As soon as lockdown was there, I was like, right, you bastards, go and get it all. In an hour, the whole lot was gone. Path was clear.
Yeah.
Nuts. But
just talking about chicken lockdown, does that? It's not a scheduled thing every year, is it? It just because obviously we haven't even had ours a year yet, so
it pretty much is now.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's excuse guys.
Right, mate.
Come here, Don. You want to see me, do you? There I am.
Autumn.
You say hi.
You can't see me. I've waved, but you can't see me anymore.
Autumn.
But yeah, the lockdown is basically, they reckon now it's going to become an annual thing. It's going to happen every year. It's going to be worse. Grandad, hey. I'm just going to go sort her out a sec. I'll be back, guys.
All right, mate. No problem.
Yeah. I think the first year they did the chicken lockdown. It was that beast from the east, and we were out there in the middle of that storm.
What was that? 2021 then, or something? Was it 21?
Before that. Was it
2014? No,
2018.
Yeah.
Must be 18 or 19. Must have been.
Yeah, and we just obviously weren't prepared at all. And back then they were a bit more free range, and we were just out there in this storm trying to put like a roof on the run, and blooming, it was a nightmare. And after that, I was like, we need to be prepared. I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely going to be a yearly thing now, because how do they control it?
Yeah, they can't.
So they must only put it in when they start getting a certain amount of cases, do they?
Yeah, I think so. And then it's when it's in your area within a certain radius, I think.
Yeah.
They had a really bad outbreak on a lake not far from us last year, and it like wiped out half of the, I think, black-headed gull population on that lake in the stuff. And obviously, from my point of view as well, as a chicken, I don't want them getting it.
Hey, Kerry.
So,
I guess at some point they'll start to get immune to it, and then it'll just disappear again. The same with COVID, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just a different strain of.
What a mess.
Just more.
No, we're still bird flu. Yeah, because when we got ours, obviously it was lockdown, or whatever they call it. So they stayed in for It's been a couple of months, I think. Because
It was ages, wasn't
because we always had plans of letting them out because we have no neighbours. They can't
Mm.
go and they can't bug people. They can't do anything. And I wanted to lock them out of my plot, but my plot was my original plot to start with, and I thought, oh god, they're just going to wreck everything. And to be honest, they did. Absolutely, every single bed they just get in there and scrape it up.
just
And
all about.
But when I made my new plot, I've kind of neglected the original one, and because they were using it as dust baths, and it's lovely to watch. They're flicking their heads up in the sort mud and everything. It's brilliant.
It's not lovely to watch you just plant it, though. Is
No.
it?
when your potatoes are sprouting about 3 or 4 inches, and they go in there and just wreck them in a day, you think, oh my god, yeah.
You'll get a couple of old tyres and just chuck some potash and some soil in there, some fine compost. Just dot them around.
I'm going to make. I'm going to fence these ones off next year because I'm going to use them all again because I haven't really used these ones this year. So this next year I'll fence it off and just have a path through the middle so they can come round because they come round here in the drive, out the front, and in the sugar beet field.
Excellent.
That's why I said somebody came around the other day. Said, "Oh, look at them! They're all free range. Are they organic?" I said, "Probably not because they're eating that sugar beet field." So no, definitely not.
Brilliant.
Oh dear.
My boss got chickens when I first started at my place, and he got chickens, and they had an absolute massive run built. And then my boss insisted on letting them out in the garden. I'm like, you've got a 7-acre manicured garden, and you've got chicken,
god!
and it's only been planted 5 years. And they were just like trashing the
They
place.
are like mini bulldozers, aren't they? They really are. That's all I call them.
A day a week tidying up after the chickens.
I wouldn't. I'd have left them for him.
Eventually got bored and they all disappeared.
But also, the other problem with having free range is you never know where they lay the bloody eggs.
I know we were finding eggs for years
everywhere.
Every time you cut down like perennials, you'd find like a massive pile of eggs.
A few weeks ago, we were having 3 laying in our little hay barn thing where Teresa keeps her horse hay. It's only a tiny little shed, and there was 3. There was a nest, so 3 of them. But they've taken it turns, and we thought, the other one's obviously not laying. And I went into my little tool shed, and there was 15 eggs in there.
Mint, isn't it?
No, it's bloody little thing.
Yeah, I don't have that. The worst I get is they lay randomly in the middle of the run for no reason whatsoever. I'm like, why? You've got like, what have they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nesting spots that I've made for them. There's only 5 chickens, mind, in there now. And they still lay in the middle of the run. I'm like, why?
Well, if you get desperate, you get desperate.
But why do they why do they argue over one nest box?
I know, mine do that. They all want the same one.
Like, I love chickens, but they're thick as shit.
Had any eggs this week, man?
I've had none at home for nearly 3 weeks.
No way.
But they're all molting across both runs, and the ones on the allotment, I got none a couple of days, or 2 or 3 days ago. I had none. Other than that, I've been getting between 2 and 4 out of 5 a day, so that's not bad.
Right now, mine are starting again. I think I'm getting about 2 today, 2 yesterday. I've got 7 chickens, so not too bad. But they had such a bad molt this year.
Yeah.
Like they were almost completely bald. I thought, what on earth has happened? It looked like carnage in the coop.
It does. The things you walk in, don't you? And the first thing you do is count them because you think there's been a fox in there. It's literally, once you've had that happen as well, you instantly go, fuck, where's the fox been? Because all you can see is feathers everywhere. And it's mental. Have you had the molt yet, Jamie?
No, nothing.
You might not notice it as much where they're more free range. Even if they did have a molt, you probably won't notice the feathers as much until you look at them and they just look neglected. Like, I literally, when we first got ours, we put a sign on the enclosure on the allotment saying, "These are rescue hens. They are very loved. They're not neglected." Because everyone just kept saying to us, "Oh, why are they in such a state?"
Oh yeah.
Mate, They've been in a barn with another 30,000 chickens. That's why.
Well, ours, when we first got ours, they were oven ready with a head on. Honestly, they were absolutely terrible.
Yours
Evening, JJ.
puckered up really well, didn't they?
Really well.
And
Within, I don't know,
quickly.
probably 6 weeks, they were
Yeah,
looking like they were now. But to be
it was
honest,
really good.
they were real bad bullies. 3 of them were terrible to one, and we had to segregate her because she was getting pecked to pieces.
Yeah, right. We had all of our chickens have been bought from like poultry farms, so like the various different breeds.
Yeah.
But then we took the rescues, and we had to get rid of them because they just were bullying, and they got to the point where they were getting aggressive when my son was going into the coop, and he was only little time. He was only like 2 or 3, and up until that point, he'd been absolutely fine with the chickens. He'd go in and handle them, and suddenly he didn't want to go in there, and I thought, they've got to go. I mean, my auntie's farm, and she just lets them free range, and it's
that's
fine.
what I was going to say. Ours, 3 of them were picking on one really bad, and she was really bleeding and terribly. So we segregated, and as soon as the lockdown thing finished, nothing.
They're fine.
I think they maybe were getting bored in there and just picking on them. But now there's so much to investigate and do, eat and peck. They're fine.
Yeah.
No,
I did feel like it, JJ, honestly, at some point.
They do peck. Like I've got the perches the way I've got them, and if they can reach the one in front, they will peck the end feathers out just because they're there. It's crazy. They are little bitches.
The worst bit was just behind the tail, and it was
just on the top.
The more they pecked, the more it bled, the more they liked it. They just kept going and going. So we were spraying it with the purple spray stuff, and even bought little bloody jackets for them to try and cover it up. But absolutely not. Well, I wouldn't have. But when your daughter says, "Oh, we should do this," all right, let's do it.
I don't really understand those little jackets because I know the floof lady uses them, doesn't she, on a lot of hers. But I don't really understand what their purpose is.
Well, how we read it is just to cover up that bald, bloody bit, so that because that's the red, bloody bit is what they like pecking at.
Yeah.
It did work.
See, I've used that purple spray, and they just leave it. Mine are really good with that purple spray. I mean, I sprayed because I took the 3 I hatched down to the allotment ages ago. You've seen JJ's comment, and I can tell by your face. And literally, and I sprayed them because they had all been pecking each other, so that's why I took them down. I sprayed them, chucked them in, and they've left each other alone. It's been crazy. They just totally left each other alone. So it's been good, but I suppose they're all different as well. What works for one won't work for someone else, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, I've been lucky.
Yeah, I like them. They're a pain in the ass sometimes when they get in here. Not so much now because it's all buggered and it's ready. But when it was in full bloom everywhere and they're going in, scrapping up my dahlias and my plants, going, get out! I'm chasing them out. Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I clipped the wings so they couldn't hop over the fence.
It was that video that you sent when you did it, when they were pecking the red bit of that compost bag for hours. That was amazing.
Hours and hours and hours. Honestly, they are properly thick as shit, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah.
They were peck. And that was, because that compost bag was there for probably 3 weeks, but it was going down every time I was using it. But they were all the time, just sitting there picking it. Constant. Absolutely constant.
Idiots. Absolute idiots.
JJ, I have been to the pub and I'm on my Archers, so I'm on the way.
To be fair, the amount of times you've mentioned chickens in the last 10 minutes, Harry must be.
We should be.
Was chickens one of the prompts this week, was it? I didn't even know that. I didn't even notice it.
Mark, did you see the bottom left-hand prompt?
Is that the bed one?
It was
bed.
No. Bearded granny with a blanket over her knees.
Oh, was that directed at me?
You said last night we all need a blanket. Last night.
That cold.
To be fair, I've got a hoodie and a pants here, so I'm alright.
I'm alright actually. It's not too bad.
I was in my t-shirt today. It warmed up quite well.
It was warm, wasn't it? Yeah.
You've been
Apart from the
raking
wind.
solid for a month.
Bloody feels like it. Tell you what,
It does for us as well.
blisters on my hands.
I bet.
Hedge cutting tomorrow.
Nice.
Mark's a bearded granny, not me. I didn't want a blanket. Mark wanted a blanket over his knees.
Clearly not me, JJ. I couldn't grow a beard if my life depended on it.
Mine's grey. Look at my grey beard. Oh my god.
You got a
terrible.
tea cozy on your head.
It's not. It's a bobble hat. I have got a hat like yours, but it don't keep you warm.
Rachel wants a puppy update.
Oh my god, the puppies are amazing.
How has it taken like nearly an hour to get puppies out?
I did mention
It's just slacking.
get your puppies out. No, they are really good, and they're putting on some weight.
JJ, shut
Really
up,
quick.
'cause I'm watching it afterwards.
Yeah, we don't want to see football scores.
I'm
Yeah,
moving from it.
so we're weighing the puppies every day now because they've got their little coloured collars on. So we call them orange or red, blue now. No names. But they're supposed to put on 10% every day, and they're putting on at least between 15 and 20% in weight every day. So they're getting it. And some of them, they're not supposed to be able to walk to the 21 days old. And I've seen 2 of them are now getting up on their paws a bit. So I think they're going to be, not long, a few weeks, a couple of weeks, and they'll be
Have them.
crazy.
Bramble looks bloody knackered, bless her. Just laying there. Oh my god.
She's all right. She's just a little milk bar, isn't she?
Yeah.
The thing is with because she is not bigging myself up, she is so me, it's ridiculous. She wants me constantly all day. So whenever I need to go into the lounge, I have to either text Teresa if she's in there, because we haven't left her. She's always had someone with her. So I'll text her and say I'm coming in. So she'll go down to the whelping box and say stay, hold her, keep, so I can come in. Because if not, she'll jump up and there's puppies
Streaming around the place.
swinging around, getting thrown around everywhere. And she comes bounding over the box to see me. So it's a bit of a military thing at the minute because she just wants to be with me all the time.
Missing, following you around.
Exactly. Yeah. And that first day, I think it was Sunday, I came out. It was so weird because she is, whenever I'm outside, she is no more than 6 foot away from me. It's constant, but she just wasn't there. It's really strange.
They've done that squealing noise yet at night when they're all bloody on one at one ear.
All the time. All the time.
That was the bit that pissed me off the most.
All the time.
Are you going to do a puppy giveaway?
What's that?
Rachel's put, are you going to do a puppy giveaway?
Yeah, all right. If I can get to 100,000 followers, I'll give one.
I'll give you a puppy.
Kerry said, what'd she say? I think you should keep orange one. Yeah, because I said to Kerry yesterday, I think it was, that orange, we think, was the first girl out. And she is the nut job. She is constantly whinging. She's the one that can run around. She's always mouthy. I said, no, I don't want that one. I'm not keeping that one. I want a calm one, not a
We're chasing all the chickens.
Definitely. Not like Bramble. Bramble's scared of him. They chase Bramble. The chickens actually do.
Like Sky's scared of ours. She's such a fan. Eh?
Yeah. No, Bramble don't like him. Let's just have a look at
Sky's supposed to be a hunting dog, and she basically is scared of anything that moves, including her own shadow.
Come on.
I was like, Dash.
Come on.
I can't even get Sky to chase a ball.
I've got my cat now.
I didn't know you
Yeah,
had
mine was out in moaning a minute ago.
Misty. She's only about 7 months old. She's a little baby. But summer,
You got
our other Labrador, our Labrador, the old black one, she's deaf, really old.
Hey.
And Summer, our black Labrador, she wants to go in there. She's really old and she just wants to jump in the whelping box with them. I go, no, she's a big lump. She's deaf. She's old. She just go in there and go, and she just squish them.
Squash 'em.
Yeah, she would. Definitely would.
Saying that, I saw the kittens the other day were all on Bree, the mum cat, right? And Bree had a litter of kittens earlier on in the year as well. So, and I was like looking around, like, where the hell's Shadow gone? Like, can't see him. And there he is, tucked underneath. He's on the nipple as well. He's having a crack. Like,
What?
so bloody hell, man! Like, off you get. Oh, it was so funny. It's like, because they're all black apart from Luna, you can't, they're just one big mass of black fur. And Luna's the only one with any white on, so you just see like a paw sticking out.
You got any dogs or cats, Nat?
No, sorry.
Don't blame you.
No. The neighbour used to have a little dog that we used to look after when they were at work. Little like border terrier type thing,
Yeah.
but he was so old but so sweet. And he'd just come round and sit on the sofa. And yeah, but oh gosh, I think he's been passed away like 3 years now. But that's probably my only experience of dog owning at all. Cats, so no good. It's terrible. But my son would absolutely love a cat. He's always talking about having a cat. He says the minute he moves out, he's having a cat.
Because Mum and Dad won't let him have one.
Well, I'm allergic, so he's not having one.
Can you not get a Sphinx?
No.
Yeah, get one of them bald ones.
We had two of them.
No.
Oh.
I called the older one Dobby.
What, after the garden centre?
Yeah.
Funnily enough, no. But literally, it was great. They're weird. They are so weird.
I don't think I could stroke it.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, if
Hiya,
you're having
Sonia.
a cat or dog, you want to be able to like have it on your lap, or I don't know if I could with that. It's just a bag.
Ugh.
You sort of stroke it, and all you see is just ripples of skin.
Well, the skin would gather up, wouldn't
Yeah,
it? They'd
it does.
just gather up at the end and stop.
It's just and it's just ripples skin. You're like, and they're waxy, really waxy.
How strange.
They'll feel greasy. You got to clean it. I know, right? You got to clean their ears out all the time and everything.
JJ, you're a freak.
He definitely lets loose on a Tuesday, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
Mind you,
That's because he has
I've got to
to
say it,
bottle it
JJ.
up. He has to bottle it up on a Monday.
Last night he didn't.
Well, he did
I'll
on the
tell you
radio,
what, right?
not on the live. He didn't.
I was pissing myself at home,
Oh,
and I even messaged him. And that one about putting it in your mouth, washing it before you put it in your mouth. That really got me. JJ, which one won?
that one.
That one.
They did. Good.
Yeah.
It was that one, yeah.
I had to go because the kids, and I didn't get to see the end, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that one won because that was amazing.
He needs to go through all the X-rated ones and do another giveaway because there were some proper good ones in the X-rated ones.
It's hard though, isn't it? Like being on the radio like that. Like, how would you? It was literally you could hit when I was listening there, going, "Nope, can't say that one. Can't say that one."
Did you listen to the Bearded Growers last night, Nat?
No, I didn't. I was out last night.
Oh, you need to try and listen to that.
I feel like a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
catch up with it.
It was funny. It was funny.
I feel
Brilliant.
like I've got a list of things I need to catch up with, like podcasts and Instagram lives and radio shows.
I know, it builds up, doesn't it?
When I'm in the greenhouse, headphones on, that's when I like catch up with everything. And sometimes I'm sat there like giggling to myself.
I'm the same. Wandering around the garden at work, just giggling to myself. I'm sure my
Yeah.
boss like looked out the window
Yeah.
going, "What the hell is he laughing
Yeah.
at? He's mad."
I do it.
Just like weeding away.
I do it
laughing.
walk around a supermarket and things, and people look at you and think, "What are you fucking laughing at?"
So we
You need to catch up on Gone Gardening on Popular Radio.
You seen what he's just said about the co-op?
What's he
Apparently
say?
Didn't their shows
I was
repeated
reading
every
that.
afternoon in co-op stores in
That's like one step up from hospital radio, isn't it?
Hospital Radio. Is that still a thing?
Oh, I can't imagine so.
Oh my goodness, no way, can't be.
Hospital radio.
Should we have 10 minutes of talking gardening? What's been your best and worst, Nat, this year on the plot?
Oh gosh, leeks were worst because allium leaf miner.
Oh no.
So that's a bed that now they can't go in. Best sunflowers. Now I know technically not a veg, but they have done so well. They are
You eat
huge.
the seeds, so food produce.
You can.
Yeah, I've kept all the seeds, and yeah, I think they've probably been the best. But lettuce, I've had a good year for lettuce as well, randomly.
I think because it's not had as much heat.
Yeah,
They've not bolted quite.
not bolted.
Mine did. Mine have bolted terribly.
Have they?
Oh no.
Not,
Been really good this year.
I suppose not this last probably 5 or 6 weeks because I keep putting some more in and more in. But the first ones were gone, terrible.
Yeah, I've
Go on.
Kerry's radishes were worse.
well
Fucking hell.
hit and miss with my radish. I'll be honest. Normally we're all right.
Come on,
The
You
icicle,
need to join the dark side.
come on.
the icicle ones did all right.
Exactly. Done. That's it. That's all we don't need to hear.
A radish. I'm sorry, Kerry. I'm sorry. The earrings here. I want it back.
Tell you what, Kerry is going to be in her own gang on her own.
I think
Thing is, I
Ben.
don't.
them out.
So I don't
She
even know.
keeps pulling them out.
She's not. I'm going to be in there with her looking at mine today.
Whatever. Don't believe that.
Believe it. Honestly, they look exactly like hers, but bear in mind, the bed that I put them in is the same type as hers at home.
That veg trunk thing.
No. Remember, hers is all woody and stuff, isn't it? So
the compost.
my one was quite woody, but I'm going to put some in my veg truck as well.
It's the compost. You can't put it in peat-free compost. It's just wood, chip, and there's nowhere for the roots to touch, is there? There's just so many air pockets. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah, probably right. Probably right.
Plant grows like that as well.
But what I did with plant grow, if you sieve it, and this is what I've read up lots about, any peat-free compost, if you sieve it first, put that in, just put a sprinkle in the bottom of your drill, that gives the roots starts to get going in some decent stuff, and then once it's away, it's away. So I sieve a little bit in the bottom of the drill.
The ones that did well for me were the ones in the allotment compost that I'd made myself. That was the best stuff because it's just like all organic stuff. There's like extra of like nettle fertilizer and stuff in there. They did all right. The stuff at home in, like you say, the peat-free crappy compost.
But
yeah, it was terrible stuff. It was like compost, they call it, don't they? You know, when it's like all been just incinerated.
You almost feel like you want to put it through a food processor and just make it smaller.
Yeah.
Just whiz up in a coffee. I don't know. Why can't they just grind it up? Grind it up a bit more. That's just
add some water to it.
It's not composted. That's the problem. They add to.
No, they're just bulking it out, aren't they? They're bulking it out.
If you got a bag of that stuff and left it for a year, it would be amazing compost.
Be good stuff.
That would wrap out.
But it'd be
so quick.
half the size, wouldn't it? So they wouldn't be able to charge the money for it.
I've got a local place that do it, and it's the best compost. I won't use it anybody else anymore because it doesn't have any of that bark chip in
No.
it. It's just pure compost, and you can get it in some bags like
Yeah.
plant food, but it's fine. It's proper multi-purpose compost.
I got some fucking proper shit. Like, this is the dog shit I got from B&Q. If you can see it,
No, lift
looks like dried
brown.
horse shit.
lift up a bit, Ben. I can't see it. The comments run away. Yeah.
Looks like it's
So
Yeah,
there's
rubber.
got hair in
that,
it.
right? And that's why it's on the side. But then I got this stuff, and I found this randomly in a bag. I think this is my homemade stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fine and amazing.
That's
I've
full of
opened
chicken shit.
I don't care, mate.
No, it's good though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I can't believe that. And I just found that in an open bag, and there's no way that's that compost in that bag. So I'm pretty sure I've obviously brought some home at some point, left it in a bag, forgot about it, and it's banging.
Mm.
But this shit I bought, oh, it's crap. But
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff's growing in it, but for how long?
Yeah.
Stuff that's done the best at the allotment this year is the stuff that I've put in the beds where my old compost bays were. So I moved the compost back of the plot last year, and I've ended up with like a really big square bed, and I just spread all the compost out on that, and I've had like 9 foot high sunflowers in there. Pumpkins have been massive. They've just done well. So yeah, I think homemade is the way forward as much as you can, I guess.
Of course it is. Yeah, it's definitely the best.
That's one of my next jobs on my new plot, is just to bang in a massive load of bays, because the amount of compost I got is ridiculous.
Yeah,
The
it's
more
just
the better. You'll always fill them.
Yeah.
But
It's just,
go on, sorry.
I was okay. It's just having the space sometimes, like, because I've got so much. I reckon I've got 5 ton, easily 5 ton, and so 3 bays. I'll probably get it all in 3 bays, but then I might need a 4th bay to turn it into.
That's the problem. You always need one extra to
Of course you do,
empty
yeah.
so that you can turn it.
So
yeah,
I don't know, and I've obviously got a rotavator, but I'm moving more towards no dig, so I might just use the rotavator in the compost bays.
Yeah, to turn it.
Yeah, and just
mix it all.
rotovate the compost bays.
Yeah,
be a lot easier.
bad idea.
Yeah.
But we've got like really big communal compost bays at the allotment as well. So any nasties or anything that you don't want to put in your own compost, we can put in them. So like all your perennial weeds, everything. So it was one of the things that we added when we took over the committee at the allotment, because people were complaining because some of the plots are small that they hadn't got enough space to compost everything.
Yeah.
So we've got these massive walk-in bays, and there's 4. So each year one gets filled, covered, and left. And so by the time we get back to the first one, it's been sat for 4 years.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Just churn that all up, and it'll be the plot
That'll
hole.
be some good stuff.
Yeah.
Catherine's just said about council compost. She said that's good stuff. But the only thing I've heard lots about the council compost is because that's the brown bins that we have, don't they? They take away your garden, your lawn trimmings and that. But anybody who uses the weed and feed and all that kind of stuff, that stays in there. That stays. So and then I've known people who they've put it on their tomatoes and it's just wrecked it because it's still in there.
It happened to me last year in my polytunnel. Do you remember? I don't know if any of you remember. I planted all my cucumbers out, and all the growth just stunted. And the ones I left in the pots in the greenhouse were like 10 foot high, doing whatever. And I just left them in the pot. And the ones in the greens had to dig out all the soil and remulch it all with fresh compost.
Yeah.
Well, I had
a
brand of compost, and potted on some. Well, it was loofah actually. Potted them on, and they just died. Just died.
All the same.
Was like,
don't talk to me about loofahs.
Or JJ.
JJ's my loofah is still alive after the frosts.
Mine's doing really well still.
About that bit.
Mine's all right, but it's about that big.
I got loads that big, but I don't think they're going to do anything now. But it's worth a shot. And if you can put them in something, get like a takeaway food container, cut an end out so you can put them inside it and see if that'll work. act like a little mini greenhouse.
Do you know where it's going? Compost bin. They won't grow any more bloody things.
I was
hate
trying to
them.
give you
3
an
years.
idea. I thought
3
it'd be
years.
funny to watch.
3 years on the trot, and I've not got nothing bigger than that.
I'm going to send you some of these seeds from this big one anyway.
I'm expecting big things out of this.
So am I. Because you use all the proper compost and that as well.
Yeah.
So you should.
Talking about that,
I
Did
mean,
anybody-
let's be honest. I sent Mark sunflower seeds this year, and he got better sunflowers than me.
did anybody see my tromboncino harvest?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't
Jealous.
reckon.
I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but fucking hell.
Yeah, you are. And so you bloody should.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Why
They
not?
were absolutely fantastic. But I've done nothing to that. All they are is in that plant grow. I can't big that up enough. That is the best stuff in the world. It really is. Awesome.
The thing is, as well, is like you've used that from the beginning. There is no other way it can be anything else. That's
No,
the
there's
thing.
nothing else in there. I haven't put any fertilizer on that whole plot since I started it in June. Nothing.
Exactly. So it just goes
Just
to
water.
show, doesn't it? Really.
It is good stuff. It is really
I mean,
good stuff. It costs a bit, but it's
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I think that's for me why I try and make as much of my own. Is obviously I don't work, and I try and make as much as I can with as little as I can.
Yeah.
But like, mate,
That's like-
that stuff has been banging. You can see the difference in what you've grown.
Everything. I quite regularly look back at my reels and posts and things and think, how can it go from that it's the end of June, and then I look at August and it's just like
But you look at what,
6 weeks,
Yeah.
and it's just gone crazy.
but you look at to be honest, how late in the season you did that,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
and the harvest you've had from that is insane, absolutely insane. You think that was an established garden?
July is when I planted my tromboncinos. I know they were all in the greenhouse and they were, 8-inch maybe plants, but
Yeah,
they all went in July, and they
that's
just
same as
everything.
mine.
Mm.
Same as mine, remember? And I did mine in here, and yeah, I had. What did I get in the end? 4 or 5 tromboncinos, decent ones,
Yeah.
but nowhere near the volume you got.
I
Yeah,
had
I think-
4 plants. That's all from Charlotte.
Yeah. I
I
had
think I had
flats
6.
ones, I think.
Sorry,
in the-
darling.
Say that again. Now I didn't hear that. You broke up.
I think I ended up with 5 decent sized ones in the end,
Wow.
but I can't remember how many plants there were. They all just got stuck into that, but they were good, and I met a few, and they're nice.
Mm.
But I'm up in my game.
I actually harvested 25 on Sunday, and we've probably eaten 4 or 5 already.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gave one to Kerry, so that's enough. That's 30 off 4 plants.
Mm.
So yeah, it's been
Right.
really good. I don't know how I'm going to eat them all.
Well, if you
Make
leave
some-
them secure, they'll go through the winter.
Yeah.
You'll be able to.
Yeah, they're all stored. They're in the greenhouse at the moment. I've just got to make some space in the garage and
They'll last
store them in
until
there.
you've got new ones coming on next year.
Mm. Mm.
They last ages, those trombone.
But the rest,
ones,
everything
don't
else, not just the tromboncinos, everything else. My ukichuri, however you say it, I had 2 plants them, and I must have had 15, 16 of those as well, off 2 plants. So it's got to be. I'm not big in plant grow up because I get anything free, but because I don't. But
2 seconds.
it's the best stuff in the world. It really is. It really is.
they? No good for growing like seedlings in, but it's definitely amazing to put in your beds. As a
But
mulch.
I don't think that's any different than any other peat-free compost, Mark. You can't grow seedlings from normal peat-free compost, can you?
Well, apart from now, they do the actual seed compost.
Seed
I've used 2 different
compost,
brands.
which
The
is
seed compost.
it's sieved, isn't it? That's all it can be, surely.
It's brilliant.
Just sieved and ground up a bit more. So
Yeah,
that
It's
can't be any
and
different.
maybe a bit more composted.
For a few years.
Yeah.
That's good. The leaf mold is pretty good for putting your seeds in.
Yes, it's got no weed seed in it, hasn't it?
Yeah, and if
It's
you've
literally
got,
just weeds.
like high content of oak leaves, they're really good. So I've got like a rotation of bags of leaves from like years ago, and every year I get it out and it gets mixed into my homemade compost, and that's what I sow my seeds in. And I've never, generally, they've all germinated pretty well. I've not tended to have any problems with it, but it's been a bit of trial and error with like the process of how much compost you put to leaf mold and that sort of thing. But it's all, for me, if I can get something for free and use it, then that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, definitely.
It's probably one of the biggest outgoings of any garden.
Yeah,
buying compost.
Of course it is. But you got to think, mine was a brand new garden this year, so I didn't have any choice. There's no possible way I could have made.
No.
I think I had 19,000 litres. So
I was the same when I first started my veg garden. You buy in all the compost to fill up your raised beds, and then hopefully some point you get to the stage where you're self-sufficient and you can just add a little bit of your own compost every year.
Yeah. It's the same allotment, isn't it? Even if you take on, I mean, when we took our plot on, there was nothing there. The whole site was like almost derelict. I think there was like 5 plots being worked, but mine was just bare grass. Almost a corner of the field is what my plot was. Yeah. And if you've got nothing to put in your compost bays, you can't make compost.
No.
So you need something to put down initially. And that's where your money goes, isn't it? When you like starting from scratch, is on your compost, making good what you've got.
I've been a bit lax to my composting this year because I've had so much else going on, but I'm going to really make a big effort next year and make as much as I possibly can. Really need to. I can't afford to put it back in there again. Oh, did you see anybody see my little post about the no dig wildflowers?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Because I was at customers the other day, and there's this woman she's a gardener there, and I was talking about it because this woman the customer wanted a big wildflower meadow in the middle of her garden. It's massive. It's about 25 meters by 10 meters, in a bit of a kidney shape. And I said, "Oh, how are you going to do that?" And she said, "Oh, we'll probably just put yellow rattle in here, like we discussed probably last week, Mark, or whenever it was." Yeah. And I told her about my bit, which I'd done last year. I raked it, scarified it, raked it, and spent God knows how much on seeds and bulbs. She said, "Well, I'd done the same as that, but it didn't work. So the next year, cardboarded it, just put a couple of inches of soil. She just got soil because wildflowers don't like decent compost, do they? And it has been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to do that."
You could probably get like half a bag of soil and half a bag of sand and just mix it together, so it's really, really crap.
Oh, really?
Because meadows don't want any nutrients whatsoever. Like the poorest soil you can possibly get, and it'll do better. Yeah. Because the problem is, the better the soil, the better the grass will do.
Of course. Yeah. But I never thought of that. I've done no dig all the way out there. Every single thing is no dig. And I thought, as soon as she said it, I went, well, I didn't just think about that. It's crazy. That just killed the grass off straight away. Yeah. But that's
a really good idea. I might do my meadow actually, like that.
There's a lot of grass in ours still, even though we've sown yellow rattle, and we're into like the 4th year of it. It's probably the best looked, but it's taken 4 years
That's it.
Yeah, to get to that point, you see. Yeah. But every year, like Mark says, scarifying, raking it up, trimming it back, adding more yellow rattle, adding different sorts of seeds. But the grass is still there, and it's always going to be, I think. Yeah. But it's just a long process if you're doing it like we are. Yeah. But it looks nice. This year it's looked the best it's ever looked.
Well,
we're swapping.
Put loads of bulbs in mine, and it looked tasty this year. Put all the daffodils in there.
I did that as well, Mark. Last year I had, I don't know, between the bulbs and seeds and wildflower seeds, I must have spent over 100 quid. And I got all my bulbs mixed up in a big box and threw them, like they say, throw them, and wherever they land, plant them. And I've done that. I spent a whole Sunday putting all these things. And I think I got about 3 bluebells and a couple of snakehead fritillaries sticking up. And that was it. Nothing. The grass is whoop. Oh, lovely. Another 100 quid.
You want to persevere with it, though, Jamie. The the snake's head fritillaries really do take a while to settle in. They might still be there, and then give it 3 years, and they'll just suddenly appear.
So do you think?
Again,
But the cardboard will be gone by then. If I do the
Yeah.
cardboard this year, that'll be gone.
the bulbs would grow through cardboard. To be
Yeah,
honest, they're strong enough to grow straight through that.
yeah, that'll be. Yeah, if I get it all squidgy, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do the cardboard.
Yeah, I think
Definitely.
I'll do
Yeah.
it. I'll definitely do a bit just to see
Yeah,
if it works.
gutted because when Kerry and Catherine came down, I said, "Anybody wants some cardboard?" Because we just got a new oven and stuff. It was a massive bit of cardboard. And Kerry went, "I'll have that."
Get it all away.
Oh, yeah, give it away, Father.
I walk
After
around Aldi, you know how they stuff it all in the cage? I literally just want to walk out with the cage.
Push it away.
tie it on the back of the car and drag
Yeah.
it down the road.
Yeah, keep filling, guys. I'll take the lot.
But I did that when I was doing that one out there. I went around all the local shops and petrol stations and said, "Have you got any?" And the petrol station said, "Yeah, go and help yourself." You got a little compound. There was about 6 or 7 cages, so I filled the back of the van up.
Nice.
Oh, well, I had to. There's a lot of beds to cover.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to do the wildflower bed, mulch all that out there, and then go for it.
And
Who's that?
do the bulbs in the green. Snowdrops, bluebells, get them in the green rather than dry bulbs.
Definitely.
They're much better.
Definitely.
So much better.
Under the apple tree last year, I planted not posh snowdrops, but lots of the standard ones, and yeah, only 50% come up.
Yeah.
As dried bulbs.
I've moved some. I moved a clump of snowdrops in the green from the front garden up into the woodland last spring, so we shall see if they have survived. I hope so.
Fine.
I've
That'll be absolutely
spread the
fine.
little area. I'm digging the whole front garden up. That's my winter project. So they were the first thing to be moved earlier this year.
Mm.
So I'm starting from scratch, which I like to do. Get it all up and start again.
I like how you say into the woodland.
That's right.
Into my woodland from my pond area into my woodland.
Woodland, but it's so nice up there. We've got the gardens open to the neighbours, so although we've got we've put a little hedge in between us and the next neighbour, the ones along the road we've all got really low fences or like just a mesh fence, so actually when you're in the woodland you can see all the way down the row of bits of woodland. Makes it feel much bigger than your little area is, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
It was a bit that was gifted to the houses. So when they built the place behind, they obviously had like a strip of land that they didn't want to do anything with, and they just gifted it to the houses. And so we ended up with a little bit of extra woodland-esque. It's just mainly hawthorn and hazel, and I don't think there's any oaks or anything like that in there. They're all quite young trees, probably less than sort of 80 years old.
Mm.
They're nice. It's nice.
Where did you do your coppicing with that?
So that's part of a wood fuel group. So you have to be a member, and what we do is we go and manage local woodlands for the National Forest. So that's
brilliant.
Where we live. And yeah, you get to take away whatever you cut, basically. So both me and my husband are members, and we go off and we'll do a wood fuel session for a day, and you come home with like a boot full of wood or hazel poles or whatever materials you want to take back, really. Because we've not got gas connection or anything where we are, we rely solely on the wood burner for our heating and hot water. So for us, we need the wood, so it's a no-brainer, really. We probably go out and I'll probably do 4 or 5 coppicing sessions over the winter, and my husband will probably do the same in wood fuel sessions, just to get like wood for fuel, really.
So what size are they then when you're cutting them?
So the hazel, they're anything from sort of like that size right through to little whips, beam poles, plant supports. Because what's happened here is when they started the National Forest like 31 years ago, lots of massive areas were just planted and left. So you've got like these hazel that have been sat there for like 20 odd years,
And
and they just
massive.
opposite like ASAP. So slowly working our way through these areas of woodland to get them back into a coppice rotation, so that they last for a lot longer than they would do otherwise.
Yeah.
But I mean, the area where we live, the National Forest, is just such a great success story, really, because it was just open cast coal mines and pits and clay works and things. When I was little, it was grim. It wasn't a very nice place to live at all. And now it is just woodland, forest, as far as the eye can. So yeah, but like I said, a lot of it was planted and left. So we're at that point now where it needs managing and thinning.
Yeah.
But it's free wood for me. So like
That's
I say,
fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Days of flavour.
You have to follow some guidelines. They say what you can and what you can't.
yeah. So the woodlands are generally owned by like the Woodland Trust or the National Forests or what's the other one? Forestry England. So they're the three people that own the land. So depending on what their guidelines are, depends on what you have to get, like a felling license and stuff, which is what the group that they sort all that out. I just rock up with my tools and cut down whatever they tell me to cut down and take it home.
Brilliant.
And because I've got a van and some people have only got cars, we often end up with more.
Take camper van and just fill it up.
Take whatever you can get. Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Exactly. Other than that, if you leave it there, if you're going to leave it at the top, it'll be gone. Someone else will come along and have it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to drive past a pile of chopped up logs and you've got a burner, a lot of people have where we are, they're having that.
So do you season that for a year then?
Yes. So don't ask me any questions about that, because it comes home, my husband processes it and he brings it down to the log store by the house and I just put it in the fire.
I would imagine that. I mean, you must sit there for a year, mustn't it? And then you
get like
use the last year's
probe thing that you can put into the wood that tests the moisture content, so that you make burning anything that's too wet. But we've got like a huge log store with an extra bit on the end, and he just like rotates it, so there's like a section which is to be used this year, then the next, and then the next, because we get a mixture of stuff, so it's all sorts of, from oak right through. There's a lot of ash because of the ash dieback. Like I say, hazel, all sorts, really, whatever needs cutting. But I don't have anything to do with that. That's hard graft.
Yeah, it is.
You just bring the basket full in and put it in the fire.
Yeah, exactly. I think he quite enjoys just going up the garden to like sort the wood out, and actually he's just got the
very
footboard.
therapeutic.
Yeah, and we just stay out of his way, and he gets a bit of peace and quiet.
It's a man's job. I will chop wood.
It is.
We used to love it on the farm as kids because we had to do it, and there'd be like 3 or 4 of us all hacking at it for days and days and days. And all you'd have is my dad and my granddad and that all just bringing it all back on the tractors from the fields where they were cutting it all back. And there's us lot just hacking away at it with axes and God knows what we had in our hands, just beating the shit out of it. Mint. We loved it.
Right, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
It's very much that time, I think.
Thanks for joining us, Nat. It's been lovely.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks for having me.
Really good. No, it's been fantastic. Love to hear about everybody else's stuff. Yeah. Fantastic.
I'll show you around
different
the garden one day. Got a bit of light in the summer.
Yeah. We'll
do the garden tours again.
Yeah, we'll get back on them in the summer. What's Catherine said?
Wood shopping.
She's got a massive log pile, hasn't she?
That's a huge pile.
I was going to say, not long ago, Catherine's stories were all just about chopping wood.
That pile was going to outlive me.
You have got a big pile, Catherine. Maybe you know a doctor who can sort it for you.
Maybe you lot got a bit too intimate last weekend.
Right. On that note.
And
Yeah.
on that bombshell.
Yeah. On that
Right, guys.
bombshell. See you later.
I'll see you later.
Um,
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Mark.
later.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.